take this child. She doesn't belong here.
Before the sun lifted its red face above the earth, the river heard a drum. Not a drum beaten by human hands, but a drum that lived inside the water itself. When that drum sounded, the ancestors turned their faces toward the land, because a child had been born. A child who did not belong to only one world. In the ancient village of Kumare, where the river Omi Nla curved like a sleeping python, there lived a woman named Adesewa. She was a potter. Her hands shaped clay taken from the riverbank. The elders said her pots never cracked, because she spoke to the river before touching its mud. Adesewa had no child. The river had taken her husband many seasons ago, and since then she lived alone, listening to water and wind. One night, during the season when spirits walk free, the river rose without rain. It sang. Adesewa followed the sound, carrying a calabash lamp. There, floating between the reeds, was a woman half human, half river. Her skin glistened like moonlight on water. Her hair flowed like moving reeds. In her arms was a baby. The river woman's voice entered Adesewa's chest like thunder trapped in a gourd. Take this child. The river cannot raise what must walk on land. When the drum calls, you must release her. Then the river woman turned into mist. Only the child remained. Adesewa named the child Morémi. It means the one who was sent. From the beginning, Morémi was different. When she cried, the river calmed. When she laughed, fish jumped from the water. When she slept, the clay pots hummed softly like drums. By the age of 5, Morémi could find water in dry land. By 7, she felt floods before clouds gathered. By 10, the river answered her thoughts. The elders whispered that the child carried river blood. But the people loved her because harvests grew strong and the river spared the village. Still, Adesewa knew a gift from the spirits always carries a price. When Morémi turned 12, she began to hear a drum at night. Not outside, inside her bones. Boom, boom, boom. The sound pulled her from sleep to the riverbank. The water glowed faintly. Shadows moved beneath the surface, like dancers waiting for music. One night, Morémi stepped into the river and disappeared. The village panicked. Adesewa screamed. Warning drums were beaten through the darkness. But before dawn, Morémi returned, wet, shaking, silent. On her back, faint patterns shimmered like scales, then faded away. She whispered only one thing. They are calling me home. When Morémi turned 16, the river rose beyond its banks. Rain fell without stopping. Crops drowned. Homes collapsed. The people cried, "The river god is angry." They prayed. They offered sacrifices. But the water only grew. Then Morémi stepped forward. Her eyes glowed like moonlight on water. The river is not angry. It is afraid. Before anyone could stop her, she walked into the flood. The water parted like cloth torn by invisible hands. Beneath the surface, river spirits waited, women of water and light, their voices flowing like songs. They told her the truth. She was not born for land. She was not born for river. She was born to bind them. Morémi raised her arms, and the drum inside her thundered. Her feet rooted into the earth. Her body flowed like water. The flood slowed. The river breathed again. When she returned to the village, she was changed. Sometimes human, sometimes water. Always both. The elders knelt before her. They named her Ayanfe, the one loved by both worlds. From that day on, when floods threatened, Morémi walked the river path. When drought came, she sang to the water, and the river listened. Morémi never aged like others. She never left Kumare. Even now, people say a woman walks the riverbank at dawn. Her feet leave prints of water. Her shadow ripples like a stream. When drums beat without hands, the river is speaking, and Morémi is answering. And so the ancestors teach us this. Not every child is born to choose one path. Some are born to become the path. If the river and the land both called your name, would you run? Or would you step forward and become the bridge? If you are still listening, write "I am listening" in the comments. Tell us where you are watching from and what time it is for you. And if you want more stories from the land of ancestors, subscribe and stay with us, because the drums are not done speaking.